Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Market Misfits. In this video, we're going to be covering Robert Kiyosaki points out to January, March as Bitcoin golden window for before Bitcoin boom. So, for those of y'all that don't know, Robert Kiyosaki, he's the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, and we'll see what he has to say here, but it seems like he's given a bit of a time period to expect this. We'll take a look at this and then we'll take a look at the charts at the Bitcoin chart. We're starting to see a little bit of movement back up here. So financial guru and author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Richard Kiyosaki, has hinted at significant Bitcoin investment opportunities in early 2024. In a recent post, Kiyosaki urged the investing public to closely monitor Bitcoin, particularly in the context of its fast approaching halving. He advised carefully observing the firstborn crypto in months leading the halving expected in April 2024. A Bitcoin halving is fast approaching. Please pay attention to the Bitcoin halving, gold and silver in January, February, March, Kiyosaki recommended. So we're going to start doing gold and Forex indices also in the starting point. For those of y'all that don't know or not already in the starting point, we do have a platform for Forex and for indices and learning how to do market analysis, in-depth market analysis. And there's a strategy and everything in there that we're going to be using. But so we are going to start trading these things. We've been paying really close attention to Bitcoin, but there are a lot of other opportunities out of here. And to help to be a hedge so that we're not just trading one thing, we're going to be stepping back, not stopping on cryptos, but going to do this in the starting point. So if that's something that y'all would want to do, anybody that wants to jump on that is welcome to jump on that. We'll be posting the promotion or whatever we're doing for price to get in, where it's affordable for everybody, and we will put it in the Misfits and on the public page. So if you're looking at this on the public page, then just stay tuned for a post. We'll make sure and tag everybody. But I hesitate saying this, yet I believe it needs to be said. One reason the poor and the middle class remain poor is because they have poor friends and family. If you want to be rich, it's essential to have rich friends, or at minimum friends who want to be rich. So this is one of the main reasons why we get together in these groups, if not no the main reason, because you're not going to do this by yourself near as fast as if you could if you had some friends that at least want to be rich, that believes that there's more to life than a 9 to 5. To have a limited income to listen to someone every day, telling you what to do for working, exchanging your time for money, et cetera, et cetera. So we haven't really gotten into the broader vision of trading success Forex, but we will later in the future. We are working on other parts as we're working on this group, but trading other things with gold and commodities, US oil, NASDAQ, S&P, US 30, those types of things, SPX 500, the NASDAQ, all that stuff are things that we used to trade quite frequently. So we're going to start incorporating those things because with these moves in Bitcoin, there are also things going on in the macroeconomic landscape that is providing some opportunities there. So we're going to be going over there. We want everyone, as many people as possible to come with us that are serious, about this and understand that this is not about getting rich quick, but getting rich for certain. But anyways, guys, let's get back on with this article and take a look at the chart. The Bitcoin halving is fast approaching. Please pay attention to Bitcoin halving gold and silver in January, February, and March. Please choose your friends carefully. So again, we don't really want any yahoos just in the group. We're grateful for everybody in there, but we want to just have a nice, healthy, positive learning environment. We can join together with people who think and believe like us, who have common goals, so that we can succeed together. Like, period. Like, that's it. So anyways, let's finish on here. Why pay attention to Bitcoin halving? Historical Bitcoin halvings, and we already covered this inside of the market and the market misfits. Having consistently laid the foundation for Bitcoin to reach unprecedented all-time highs, this occurrence marked by a reduction in Bitcoin rewards and ensuring scarcity and circulation frequently serves as a bullish catalyst in Bitcoin and the broader crypto market. For instance, the third and most recent Bitcoin halving occurred in May 2020 when the token traded between 8,000 and 9,000. Subsequently, Bitcoin embarked on an upward trend starting in October 2020. The trend accumulated in the asset reaching 58,000 range just a year and a half event. So that's nuts. Kiyosaki advised to closely monitor Bitcoin through January and February. So he's talking about, obviously this month and next month. So, we're like right over here somewhere in Bitcoin relative to this chart. Actually, we dropped down a little bit. We're around over here. So compared to, and we hadn't gone over this on the chart, but we're going to go over the Bitcoin chart. Like once we pass the all-time highs, we're still going to have a ways to go, especially if these ETFs kick in. And then hopefully they kick in lower than higher. But anyways, we'll see what happens. Let's carry on here. Kiyosaki advised to closely monitor Bitcoin January, February, and March. Implies this period might present a favorable entry for potential profitable opportunities in the months in. So I don't know if he's predicting that the market's going to go down. Let me know what y'all think. Why he would give further out dates like that, considering what's happening with ETFs. Besides, the financial expert has been a longstanding advocate for Bitcoin as a hedge against government-induced dangers like hyperinflation. Current Bitcoin price trend, notably Bitcoin commenced a pre-halving run in October, largely driven by U.S.-backed Bitcoin spot ETF speculation. However, the market sentiment took a downturn following a report largely considered FUD indicating the U.S. regulator might reject all spot Bitcoin ETF proposals. We went over this yesterday. Consequently, Bitcoin experienced a substantial decline. This led to a broader market downturn, with cryptocurrencies trading in the red since yesterday. Despite this short-term setback, Bitcoin has an impressive 155.24% increase in the past 52 weeks. Experts banking on insider knowledge having maintained that Bitcoin spot ETF endorsement will materialize this month. At press time, Bitcoin trading is 43,324, a price level that has proven challenging to surpass over the past 30 days. Okay, so he's talking about we're reaching back up over here to the top of this channel, and here we are. So we have actually gone up about $800 right here. So this is going to be interesting as we're going up here to see what happens if we're just going to close this gap right here. This type of structure Bitcoin is known to take off from. So we have an ascending triple bottom, it looks like right here. So we got one, then we have two, then we have three. So it's not really well defined. On a smaller time frame might get to look better, but seeing one bottom, counting this guy right here. And then if it moved like this, move this guy over here. This is just like the market cycles. And in fact, if this continues up, then you consider this an accumulation period on a smaller time frame. If we blast up out of here, so what we'd be looking for here is another impulse from here. We'd be looking for impulse, watching this gap right here. There's a big gap, so we've already closed up a lot of it. A lot of times market will close this up before continuing down. But one thing I'm looking at too is this long spike. This is a sharp rejection. Undoubtedly, people made a lot of money right here, the banks, hedge funds. And so, if we break up and take this liquidity out for people going short here, then would think that we would come back down and test this maybe, or if we just continued up and hit it here and then went up. Get rid of these real quick. Favorite. But so anyways, looking at that possibility, but also looking at a possibility that's going to look similar, but maybe not play out the same. Maybe we come up here, close the gaps, go up, and we get a reversal and come back down again. And then maybe we from here, and this is all dependent on what's going to happen. Like, are we going to be getting some news or not? Like, and if we do, is there going to be some more FUD or something to get people to sell, and give them a reason why they sold? They're saying this is based off of FUD. Like, no, they threw that stuff out there because they wanted to get the liquidity because everyone was long as crap right here. And that's the way it is. You guys, you cannot believe what the bank is saying. They do these types of moves intentionally to collect liquidity. Okay, so for people going short, they all stop losses all through here, guaranteed, liquidated, so many. Okay, the people going long, stop losses all down here, mainly around this area, because this is where people are going to put their stop losses. So, boom, get everyone going long, stop losses, all these orders, they need these for liquidity. Boom, they come back, stop it out, and it's like a freaking circus. But anyways, you can't listen to what you got to know. That stuff that they're saying, the reason why they sold this, that's a bunch of bull crap. That's not that's not what happened. They make you believe that that's what happened. What happened is there was enough liquidity built up in positions and profits that they needed, that they it was more worth it for them to take the risk of dropping the market to collect that money as an instant outlet for their orders, because they need quite a bit to get a sharp sell off like this. So you can tell by the time that they hit all this liquidation, all this liquid, that it pushed them back up. So they crunch numbers too. They just crunch them on a much larger scale. They make moves that we don't do as retailers. And Mark Douglas talks about this, but this is a dynamic trader move. So they push the market past boundaries in order to collect liquidity. So you see here they did it twice. We should be ramped up pretty good. Which way are we going to go next? Only time will tell. We'll be keeping everyone posted the best that we can inside of the group. Let's take a look real quick on some different time frames and see what Bitcoin is looking like in the naked chart here. So if y'all have heard the terminology, a naked chart is just it's just candlesticks. Actually, we take this off, and normally would trade this way with less, but for education purposes, we mark stuff up more, but I gotta say that it does help me to stay in this, to do this way. So we have a 4-hour support. So for me to continue to go through and do this, it reestablishes it and makes me sharper too at the same time as well. So just getting on and talking about this stuff, been doing this for a while. Times where I've thought about stop doing this, I tend to lose interest in the market more and more. It's a different experience. I think both is necessary. But anyways, that again, that just goes with having a team or group of people also of like-minded people. So it's really important. Okay, so here we're still at the 4-hour resistance. Actually, 1 hour, but so we're gonna see what happens here. Let me get this cleared off, and I wanted to take a couple different looks at the daily. Now, looking at the daily, as you can see, we have taken off from rising channels, but this is looking like a rising channel here to me. So he's saying over here, February, March, somewhere, so let me know what y'all think. Let's pull up the indicator. Let's get out the relative strength index, stochastic RSI, and see. So we got some major bearish divergence as we're up here. Historically, this is a level that turns away price pretty sharp. Again, I just have trouble believing that the banks, with the power and the resources they have, both financial and psychological, that they're traders, that they wouldn't drop this market like come up with some super crazy some super crazy, news, whatever, some stuff they make up. You guys watch Mark Douglas. I always tell people this. Watch Mark Douglas's part 1 through 4 on YouTube. He talks about this in the way that these guys trade. He was inside of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. He was at Merrill Lynch. He was at all of the top big dog places like back in the day. So he tells you exactly how in their motives behind, doing this stuff. It's completely nuts. None of this stuff is accurate hardly. Like the times that we see the market move and they give an explanation like that. Like when we saw this is on the daily, so it doesn't look so bad. Let's look at the hour. So the time when they dropped the market just then, they cooked up that story that we saw. And okay, I'm reading it like it's true because that's what people are reacted to or whatever. But I'm also not an idiot. I know the real reason why they drop markets. This is all about one thing and one thing only, about getting money. That's it. That's what everybody is here for. And it's not just the central banks, but the central banks and the larger hedge funds, the bigger players, the whales, they're in it to get your money. They'll even have contests to see who can crush the most retail traders out. There is a move to catch this. We haven't really gone over it a lot, but maybe we'll start covering it. It's a market maker move. But let's get on with this and see what's going to happen here, what we think is going to happen. If we just take off, if we just go here to the top of the channel, maybe get another double top and come down, I would expect some kind of move down low to take out some more liquidity, because if I was a bank and I was wanting more, I was wanting to get loaded up more before the freaking ETF was done, then and I could get Bitcoin for 30K down here. I could get it for 30K. Then why would I not go for 30K and leak some false information out so people will just be like, oh, I'm getting your feelings and this and that and the other. You got to realize, like, these people are basically, and the people in the articles, this stuff is they're all basically just like paid actors. It's all fake. But people react off of this stuff. So don't really talk about this a whole lot. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I've just been, I've just been, I became aware after watching. I had suspicions before, and I heard people talk about market manipulation and the real reason why they're moving the markets and stuff like that. And I had my own theories, and they were just theories until I started watching Mark Douglas parts 1 through 4 on YouTube. It's free to watch. The most value you're ever going to get out of anything on, and actually it's in the starting point too. But more value than you're going to get and insight than you're going to get anywhere else, no matter how much you pay, and it's free. So I highly suggest that you go check it out. And he also expresses you know, well, for instance, if they can do this and they do this constantly to get your money, like, how are you going to win? Is the market rigged to a point to where you're not going to be able to win? And he gives the answer to that. And there is a there's like a challenge at the end. And I think that's something that we're going to do in the starting point. But anyways, you guys, let's get up on a higher time frame real quick, see how the week's doing. We'll let everyone know of what's going on in the different parts. And if y'all want to come and join us in some of that, then that would be awesome. Wanting to work with just like a few people, serious people right here. And everyone's serious to a degree, right? But see, so we just pushed up close to 46 up there. We're on the week. We got 3 days, 8 hours left. We're just gonna have to see how it goes. Let's take a quick look at XRP real quick, and we'll hop off of here. So this is we on the other chart, and I can't find the chart now. But on one of the charts, this thing came down to 47. We looked at it in the group yesterday. I think this was it right here. This one from Kucoin. So I thought that was it, and that was it. So this low right here, the same right here. This is one reason why I'm thinking like there's a good chance. This is one of like the three places that I would buy XRP to, because of this simple fact. This will happen right here. Oh, sorry, had it marked up. So just because we cleared out this low, market got liquid as heck. As soon as it hit it, boom, right back up. So we have 3 days left on this. If this ends up green up here, then that'd be super, super bullish. So if we get a weekly close at around 68 cents and we clear all these tops right here, in fact, I'm going to direct number. We close over 66 and a half, 66 and a half, basically close to 67. Like if this said 66, 6 or 68, 67, somewhere around there, then, game on. But looking good, looking good. So we went down one from yesterday on the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. But anyways, you guys, that's going to do it for now. If you have any questions, just reach out and holler, drop a comment, send a message, and we will keep everybody posted inside the group. If you're not in Market Misfits, we'll drop a link for that under the video or in the description for the video if you're seeing this on YouTube. And we will see y'all later. See ya.